Something's different. I can't really tell, but something's different.
Hey, can I go to a movie with Riley tonight?
With Riley?
Your grandparents are coming for dinner tonight, remember?
Awesome. Grandpa telling his disgusting Vietnam stories.
Take my advice, don't ever have kids.
Everything just revolves around you, doesn't it?
Yeah, whatever.
So it is January 2018, and I think I've already seen the worst movie of 2018, and we're only a month in. Mom and Dad is a really weird movie that me and my friend Logan just kind of stumbled upon one night. The only reason we really watched it was because Nick Cage was in it, and everyone loves Nick Cage because he's fucking Nick Cage, and it was really odd. It was really bizarre. It's a movie that's kind of trying to be a horror movie. Horror, because it's not scary at all. It's a movie that thinks it's smart. So basically, Mom and Dad is a horror movie about parents basically one day just kind of go crazy and start murdering their kids. It's a really bizarre movie. It's similar to The Purge. It's basically a Purge ripoff, the first Purge. And I will say that the idea, I'm down for the idea. I like weird, crazy, out there ideas. But much like The Purge, they take an interesting idea and then limit it to this one family in this one house that we don't really give two shits about. I don't like this family. I don't care about this fucking family. Have it be a little bigger, you know? Like, it's a interesting, I wouldn't say it's a good idea, but it's an interesting idea. Also, there's this thing in the movie that there's this signal, I guess, that's never really explained, but apparently this signal is what turns the parents crazy. Nick Cage is already crazy. I mean, he's Nick Cage, he's gonna be a little crazy, but there's one scene his son throws like a ball at the back of his head, and he does this like weird like turn as if he's like a psychopath murderer man. And it's like, okay, Nick Cage is already a nut job. Why not just have Nick Cage go crazy? Why does the mom have to go crazy? Like, just have it be like a crazy, like weird horror film with Nick Cage as the villain, tracking down the rest of his family in this little house, trying to kill them. That would be much better. Like, that would be a lot smarter. I will say though, this movie has probably my absolute favorite Nicolas Cage freak out moment ever in any of his movies. And I love when Nick Cage just loses his fucking mind and goes crazy. I love those scenes, and this movie definitely has the best freak out scene.
Put your right foot in, you take your right foot out, you do the hokey and you...
Whoever wrote that scene is a goddamn genius. Like, that scene is incredible. It's amazing. It makes no sense in terms of the movie. It just kind of comes out of nowhere, and it really, you could have cut it out of the movie entirely and it wouldn't make a fucking difference to the plot. But it's just so brilliant and so Nicolas Cage. I feel like he probably just did this on set and they just kept rolling. They were like, keep rolling, keep rolling. I can't imagine somebody writing in a script, okay, Nick Cage then destroys the pool table with a hammer while singing the Hokey Pokey for no reason. Like, that's just an odd thing. I can't imagine that actually being in a script. It probably is. I haven't read the script, but it's probably in there somewhere. Selma Blair's in this movie. I haven't seen a movie with Selma Blair in like years. She's actually really good in the movie. I mean, she's not terrible. She's probably the best actor in the movie, which is weird. Like, this is, I guess she's thinking this is gonna be like a comeback for her. It's not. So don't get your hopes up, Selma. Also, the kids. Not really the kids, but there's also this black guy in it. He's terrible. The black guy, I don't know his name, but he's not very good at all. The main girl and then the little boy are all terrible, which is a damn shame, because within the last few years we've kind of had a resurgence of like good kid actors, you know, with the girl from The Nice Guys, the kid from Looper, the kid from Room. You know, it's kind of just been like, all right, kid, you know, we have good kid actors again. This movie just fucking destroyed all of that in a day. Like, these kids are terrible. And there's this one blonde chick in it who I'm glad she's dead, because she was annoying. She was friends with the main girl. She was fucking irritating. I will say though, Nick Cage seemed like he was having the time of his goddamn life making this fucking movie. He was having so much fucking fun. There's a few scenes where I'm like, that's genius. This movie's genius with all the Nick Cage stuff. Everything else is dumb. But like, I feel like somebody just wrote this movie to have Nick Cage freak the fuck out and do a bunch of weird shit. There's also a scene with Selma Blair. She's talking to her like friend, her old like blonde lady friend, and they're at like a yoga like dance class, and they're like shaking their booties. But like, that's really the only reason that's in the movie, is to show off Selma Blair's booty and the other lady's booty. Other than that, it doesn't need to be in the movie at all. Most of this movie's only an hour and like 28 minutes. This movie's not even 90 minutes, and I'm like, you should cut shit out of it. Like, it's not that long at all, but you should cut shit out of it. There's a lot of scenes. There's also another scene with Selma Blair. She's like talking to her ex-boss, I guess, and he's saying some shit. He steals a line from The Dark Knight, which pissed me the fuck off.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
You either die single or you live long enough to see yourself become Le Cachet.
It served no purpose. Like, you could have cut it out entirely. They tried to give the parents characters, but they've failed epically. Is that a word, epically? I'm gonna use it. This movie, there's one scene in this movie where it kind of goes up to like fun B-movie status, but it immediately ends. And I'm gonna spoil it right now for you guys, because it's not. Don't watch this movie. Just don't. I'm doing you a favor. Don't watch this movie. There's a scene where the grandparents come over to the house and they start trying to kill the parents, which I thought was actually, like, I was like, oh shit, this is fun as fuck. Like, seeing Nick Cage just like stab an old man, and then like he has a pickaxe in his garage for some reason, try and like hit his car with a pickaxe. That was fucking awesome. But then it immediately ends, and I'm like, all right, so there's about 5 minutes where this movie's actually like a fun, like, bad movie, and then the rest of it's just kind of like shit. There's also this thing in the movie that they're like purposely hiding as if they're gonna reveal it later, but they never reveal it. There's like this scene where the son goes out and I guess he finds like a dead animal or something. They never say what it is, and he puts it in Nick Cage's car. And then throughout the movie you see several scenes with them like throwing it away and like acknowledging it, but we never see it. So again, cut that shit out. Not everything you shoot. I think that's the problem, is that they shot just enough for the script, and so they just had to put everything that they shot in the movie. No. Also, again, they never explain the whole signal thing. There's one guy on a TV screen at one point. He says something where it's like, the Russians, instead of taking us out, they want to take out our future. And so they have some kind of hypnotic thing for the parents. They never explain that. That's all he says. He's just like, oh, it's the Russians. Honestly, I'd be down with just the parents go crazy. Like, one day the parents just go crazy and they fucking murder their kids. I'd be okay with that. Or again, don't have it be about every single parent going crazy. Just have it be about Nick Cage going crazy and his family having to fucking like fend for themselves. Also, I just realized there's a fucking moment where the kids lock themselves in a basement and one of the kids has a gun, but then they just forget about the gun. Like, once they get out of the basement and Nick Cage is like chasing after him with like a bunch of knives and shit, where's the gun? You can't tell me that gun's not loaded. They shot one bullet. You still have a whole clip. Where's the fucking gun? Like, Jesus Christ. The gun never shows back up. Also, the black kid, throughout the movie, you're kind of thinking like, oh, the black kid's gonna like wake up and save the day, because he gets knocked out early on by Nick Cage just brutally beating the shit out of him. But he literally, the movie literally ends with him, I forget exactly what is going on. I think Selma Blair's about to like stab her daughter in the neck or something, and then out of nowhere the black kid just comes out of nowhere and just like hits Selma Blair in the face with a shovel. And this is after he got knocked out, woke back up, and then fell down. He fell off of, they were on like the second story. He fell off of the second story, hit his back on the stair banister, whatever those fucking thing, the rail. You'd be fucking, you probably wouldn't be paralyzed, but you'd be in fucking pain. You would not get back up from that. He gets back up like it's no fucking biggie, and he hits her in the face with like a shovel or some shit. And then it cuts to black, and then the next scene is one of the most like cringiest scenes I've ever seen in any movie ever, probably. Nick Cage and Selma Blair are tied up. The kids and the black kid are like all in the corner, and they're like, "Oh, we love you, parents," blah blah blah. And then Nick Cage is like, "Oh, you know, if you know what, I'll probably just show you. If I can find it, I'll show you. If not, it's not a big deal." Let's just say it just ends very poorly. Also, the title has nothing to do with the movie. Mom and Dad? What does that have to do with the plot of the movie? What else is there to talk about? I don't think there's anything else to talk about. This movie's just bad. It's really bad, which is surprising to me because if you look it up, it's getting like fairly decent reviews. It's not getting like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's getting like fairly decent reviews. When we saw it on, I think, iTunes. It had like a 70, I think. And I was like, okay, fuck, it's gonna be a good movie. And it wasn't. This has a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. Did you guys even watch this fucking movie? Like, what the fuck is happening? I'm worried. Other than Nick Cage, there's really no reason to watch this whatsoever. This movie really could have been really scary if the score was better and the lighting was better. The lighting is just very bland throughout the movie. Like, there's one shot where there's a bunch of parents looking into that room, whatever the fuck that room's called in the hospitals where they keep all the babies. There's one shot of all the parents like looking in through the windows, and I was like, that shot could honestly be fucking scary if it was just lit differently. But I guess they just didn't know how to light it properly. And the music was fucking awful. The music, like, 1 minute it would have like very tense, you know, horror movie appropriate music, and then literally 5 seconds later it has like hip hop, like, you know, Busta Rhymes fucking songs, and like it's trying to be like a Tarantino film. You're not a Tarantino film, all right? You're a fucking movie. You're straight to DVD movie with Nick Cage. Like, know your fucking, know your place. So that's Mom and Dad, I guess. It's not very good. Nicolas Cage is having the time of his life. But honestly, you can just watch those scenes on YouTube and laugh at them. You don't have to watch. Do not give this movie any money. I will find you and I will kill you. But yeah, don't see this ever. It's not good.
This is a really great idea, honey.
I forgot your parents.
That was tonight. It's not a man cave, Kendall. Jesus.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that maybe we need to have boundaries. I'm saying that maybe there needs to be a fucking grown-up zone and a fucking kid zone.